It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly. That Business Show gives a voice to Tampa Bay's entrepreneurial community and highlights our community leaders, aiming to inspire and educate our listeners. Become a part of the entrepreneurial movement today by becoming a member of the Tampa Bay Business Owners and get your brand on air today. Visit TampaBayRadio.com for more information. All shows available on demand. Now, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Live video stream available over on TampaBayRadio.com. Also, good morning to Kelly Wilson. Thank you for coming in again this morning. Kelly, you're doing good?
Course.
Haven't missed a day yet?
Happy Thursday. No,
Doing
it's been a little over a month so far.
Yeah,
I'm doing pretty good. I'm becoming a morning person, maybe.
Yes, she's doing very well. Also, the no smoking continuing still to this date, correct?
Yeah, I'm on like 3 weeks, I think.
3
now.
weeks since she
I
started
think I've
the
gained
program.
about 5 pounds or more.
Everything in life involves a trade-off, so she's trading smoking for weight right now. So, but nonetheless,
I'm not sure how happy I am about that. That's still up for discussion, but
yeah, I know the feeling. Believe me, I've got a stack of pants that I cannot get into right now, and I'm kind of upset about that because I have slowly keep gaining weight and weight. I wouldn't say slowly; it's kind of like skyrocketed this year.
Well,
I need to roll that back.
Yeah, I've got to do something just so that I can continue to eat the way that I want, and we'll have to kick in some workout
nobody wants to go to
routine.
the store to buy new clothes.
No,
it's
not-
never,
not-
especially when you're going up in size at least. I
Right,
should say.
not the larger ones.
Well, good show planned for
How
us
was your
today.
birthday?
Oh, actually, it was really good. Thank you for asking. You were with me most of the day, and you also sang "Happy Birthday" to me yesterday, so I appreciate that.
Oh, I think I did after I had 2 cocktails.
Yes,
a
you
little
did.
later in the day. Then it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, and I can definitely vouch that she's not the greatest of singer either. So, but what can I say? I'm not
I
either.
warned
so.
you. Yeah, I warned you. Earlier in the day, I refused. And then by the end of the day, I thought, oh, well, whatever. I'll sing.
Good show planned for us today. At the 7:30 spot, we'll be talking about mortgages with Scott Pendleton of More eMortgage Management. But up first, we have TV host and producer of In the Zone TV, H. John Mejia, and you can learn more about him throughout the discussion at inthezonetv.com. So, H, how you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Jamie.
Welcome.
And he
Good
literally
morning.
does go by the letter H, by the way. And so I'll ask you, what's up with the letter H?
Well, actually, as a kid growing up in New York City, I used to be an athlete. I used to be a football player. My first name is Hernando. Now, here in Florida, you can appreciate Hernando because you got Hernando County, right?
Right.
Now, growing up in Jamaica, Queens, New York, having a name like Hernando, and I certainly don't look like a Hernando Mejia, do I?
No.
So a lot of my teammates growing up as a kid, Big H.
Big H.
And that stuck with me from a little kid. Growing up, I was named after my dad. And H has stuck with me my entire business career, my sports career, and now my TV and production career. So I just go by the letter H.
It's unique.
Yeah,
It's unique, and it's
cool.
a nice little
Sean
branding
John,
tool.
H John, it goes in the
Right.
marketplace, right?
Well, it's a nice little branding tool. It definitely sets you apart. You're the
So you're
first person I
H. John.
know that has gone by one letter.
You know what, Jamie? And that's exactly right. It's about branding, creating a unique differentiation. Entrepreneurs, as business owners, we need to create differentiation in the marketplace.
Right.
And that's where I made a decision, H John Mejia.
I like it.
So
Thank
tell
you,
us-
Kelly.
tell us-
Kelly, you got plenty of pounds to go, so you're in good shape.
Oh,
you have
thank
no
you.
problem. So you're
Yeah.
lucky. You're lucky.
Luckily, yes.
Yeah.
Luckily, I probably needed to gain a few. So
Yes,
I'm
you
all right
did.
so far.
And happy belated birthday, Jamie.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So tell us more about In the Zone TV and what it's all about.
Well, thank you for asking that question. In the Zone TV is a production agency. We're a TV production agency, and Jamie, Kelly, our mission, our goal, our objective is to help companies, help charities, businesses tell their story. And no one knows better than you guys. Everybody has a story to tell, don't they?
Absolutely.
In today's competitive marketplace, how do you differentiate yourself? It's by your story. There's a gazillion other people doing what you're doing, but how do you create separation in the marketplace? You tell your story. And what we do is we have a passion, a commitment, and I say in a humble manner, we have an incredible talent to help companies, charities, businesses, salespeople tell their story. We extract their story and we tell it through the power of video. And we're able to produce a compelling story to uniquely identify your product, your service, who you are, what you do, and why do you stand out? Why should people buy a house from Jamie? Why should they be on this show? You want to create differentiation, and that's what we do with our expertise. Videos tell a story in today's marketplace, and we do that quite well in helping companies build their brand.
Today it's all about the video, and so everybody's always looking for quality videos out there these
It is,
days.
and I think like we talked pre-show before the show started that it gives you an opportunity to be unique and be genuine and really come across and tell your story and be who you are and be authentic. And
You're right. And check this out. Here we are on radio, and you got our guys right here. We're also doing video, right? Come on.
Absolutely,
We're
yeah.
doing
Tampa Bay
radio and video
Multimedia
at the
there,
same
hold down
time.
the live video
Yeah.
stream, yes, and great results from the video stream. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, I mean, we've seen nothing but growth, and they do a great job every morning here live on studio.
You do.
There.
You guys
And
got
so
the
you've
team.
worked with a lot of different businesses in the Tampa Bay area. Mention a few of the projects that you worked on in the
Oh,
area.
you see, I had to make a list because a lot of times, I was in California earlier. I just got back early this morning, and I was talking and going through lists and trying to name people and things that I've done. And a lot of times it's like you've done so much, it's like you can't remember, right?
oh yeah, you don't want to leave anyone out.
You don't want to leave anybody
right.
out. Let me just start with a client that we've worked with over the years, Steve and Julie Weintraub from the Golden Diamond Source. Obviously, as walking in, I saw their theater. I was
Saw
like,
their
good
theater
morning.
and their little cardboard
Yeah,
cutouts.
there's a car. I go to the airport. I fly out to California. There they are waiting for me in the pass-through checkout. With Steve and Julie Weintraub, I remember 7 years ago, we sat in their boardroom. I had a vision to start a TV show, local TV show called Good Life Tampa Bay. We're on WMOR TV. And I sat down with Steve and Julie, and they shared their vision to start their own foundation of a charity because they wanted to control where their dollars went. And I said, hey, I have a vision to start doing TV locally now in the Tampa Bay marketplace, Good Life Tampa Bay. And that's where we formed, we teamed up together and producing shows and segments for hands across the bay, telling their story, sharing their story in the marketplace. And obviously today, everybody knows Steve and Julie Weintraub because part of it's about their brilliant marketing, what they do, and their genuineness and authenticity that they bring to the marketplace and helping organizations and charities. And obviously their new charity, their charity doing the Tampa Bay's Dancing with the Stars. I have a half-hour TV special coming up December 25th, I think. It's a half-hour TV special on their event. Raised over $270,000, and we use the power of video and TV to communicate that to the marketplace.
Okay, so you do short videos, commercials for people, but you also do whole shows and everything. Whole shows. So.
Video and TV production, a 1-2 punch, Jamie.
Okay,
we
so
can
you got
do
all
short.
that there.
We've got everything. We've done everything from segment stories like on Donatello Restaurant, one of my favorite Italian restaurants. You probably know Gino.
He's been on the program before.
Oh,
Gino Fields, so
I
yes.
love Gino.
Yeah,
He's the
been on
best.
program before.
Donatello Restaurants, the Capitol Grill. Worked with the Wheels of Success, Susan Jacobs. Worked with the Ryan Neese Foundation, former Tampa Bay Buck, and working with Ryan and communicating his charity. But you use video to tell the story.
So many great organizations in the Tampa Bay community that want to give back and help.
Absolutely. And over the years, too, we've interviewed, before he passed, General Schwarzkopf and Al Austin, who they called him Mr. West Shore, who built the West Shore development area. They had prostate cancer. So communicating unique, the charities, restaurants, businesses, everybody needs video, and we're capable of doing it on a full service scale.
What happens when you run across some of the business owners that are shy behind the camera?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is that probably about 90% of the people don't like the idea of cameras, especially too when you get in a studio or you get on location. We bring the camera crew in, you bring the lights, you put makeup, and if all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do, right? But that's just the reality of it. What we do, our team is we have the ability to help people be comfortable.
Right.
And you talk to them. Just like you, first of all, I want to compliment you guys do an awesome job. Jamie and Kelly, congratulations and kudos. And you have a nice addition. You have a good team here.
Thank you.
A
you.
good team and working together. So, and it's obviously a good dynamic duo, you two working together. And what we do is we guide them through the process. And it's about understanding the customer, helping them look their best, be their best, tell their story, who they are. And that's where our magic, that's what separates us from the normal, from other video, TV production. We get in tune with our customers and we help them bring that and we guide them. And I can guarantee you, I've had clients that tell me, I'll never be on TV. I'll never get on video. I can't do this. I can't do this. And you know what? I'm like, I have one client, I'm the only one that she will talk to on video and TV because she's just not comfortable, and I guide them through the process. So,
and you've conducted a number of interviews, been on a number of different programs throughout your career. I mean, how many times have you had a pre-discussion with the person? They're chatty, and as soon as that camera goes on, deer in headlights, and how do you handle those types of situations?
Well, Jamie, you could appreciate from your side of the table.
Yeah,
First of
no,
all,
that is
I don't
the
like
door.
being here. I'm uncomfortable being interviewed. I'm usually the one
You're on
directing
the
the
other side.
interview. It's a loss of control here. So I'm in the back seat.
I'm the
here.
same way. I've been on radio shows over the last year as the guest, and it's different. Yeah.
I don't like it. It's like I like being in control and driving the interview. What was the question again?
When you get those guests that have that deer in
Oh, yeah.
headlights, how do you get through?
You know,
those?
I could tell stories where, they come in with their notes and they're like, they're all made up and they look at their notes. Oh, wait, wait 1 second. They look at their notes and they read it. And I said, oh no, this is not going to be good because what you're trying to memorize.
Right.
They put their notes down.
Yeah.
Okay, go. One sentence.
And then if you ask them a question off
Yeah.
the right track of the order of the questions,
Yeah.
you're really in
I've
trouble.
had that a couple times where they come in and they want to read the notes, and I've learned to recognize that, because if I see it, I say, listen, it's not going to work if you're going to read that. It's just not going to work
It's not
because
gonna
I'm going to
work.
ask off the wall stuff and it's going to throw you off. But early on, I had somebody who wanted to read, and I'd ask him a question, and he would go right back to his notes. It would be he'd answer
my
something completely
goodness.
different, So I've
Well,
learned
just
to
a quick
recognize
tip.
that.
A quick tip for entrepreneurs. Obviously, everybody needs video to communicate. But the key thing is, it's to be authentic. Talk from your heart. Whoever you are, be who you are. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Enjoy yourself. Bring out your message. Communicate, and just be real. And then just bring out yourself and get away from the notes. And when you go on camera, just have fun. And it's no big deal.
So you have a new video service that you're getting ready to launch called 15-second promo commercials. Talk to us about this.
Yeah. As a full service agency, we deal with a wide variety of videos that we're able to produce. Everything from short videos, profile videos, stories. A new service that we just came out with is our 15-second commercials. And what we found, a lot of people, businesses, maybe startup businesses, salespeople, costs become a factor. You could spend anywhere from $500 to $50,000 for production, TV, digital videos. And so what we did is we wanted to create a service using 15-second branded promotional commercials. For 15 seconds, we help companies, businesses, charities help create a brand, an identity. Who are you? Create a quick message that creates impact using music, graphics, and we just added that service, and we're doing it at an incredible offer of only $199.
So 15-second video promotional commercial,
Yes.
$199.
$199.
Wow,
this
that
is
is a
off.
good
This is
price.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy because what we find is that if we can help people establish their brand, their identity, who they are, it's a way to get them in today's digital world. As you guys know, you need to have it. You need to have that service, and we're able to produce it. And here's the best part about it: we're able to provide them risk-free to look at. We can produce it for them, show it to them, get them to approve it before they even purchase it.
How do they contact you for that?
HJohn at In the Zone TV, and that's HJOHN at In the Zone TV.
Your website's also InTheZoneTV.com.
InTheZoneTV.com, and they can just go to our website or my phone number. I'll give you my cell phone number. This is dangerous. I know you got thousands of people listening. Blow up my phone right now, 727-423-7536. That's 727-423-7536. And we welcome any conversation to help them grow their business.
All right. They're offering those 15-second video promotional commercials for $199, a great value, so take advantage of that. Got to take a break here, but we got a little bit more with H. John Mejia when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today, or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
From the Spectrum Traffic Center.
Good morning. May find some delays on westbound 7 Expressway from I-75 over towards 78th Street. Crash off to the right just past 78th. Also heavy traffic on southbound 275 between Fletcher Avenue and Sly, westbound I-4 approaching 275. And a crash in Largo on Ridge Road at 16th Avenue Southwest. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Eudora Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving supports victims of drunk driving, drug driving, and underage drinking at no charge. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. That's MADD.org.
Today, mostly sunny and pleasant with a high 80. Tonight, clear skies, low 60. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high 81.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Talking to TV host and producer of In the Zone TV, H. John Mejia. Learn more at InTheZoneTV.com. And H, I know you've interviewed numbers of people. Tell us a little bit about some of these crazy interviews you did.
Tell us some funny stories.
Some funny stories? You want some? No one's, I mean, this is just between us, right?
Oh, okay.
Just between us, there you go.
I've signed all the waivers and releases.
Absolutely.
You know, over the years, I've been very fortunate during my career. I used to do national TV on Fox Sports. I was so fortunate. I was the one that did the Playboy Celebrity Golf Tournament from L.A. with all the celebrities, football players, athletes for 8 years.
Wow.
And do I have some stories?
I can imagine so.
And a lot of times they say at the Playboy Mansion, what happens in the grotto stays at the grotto. But I've also done Super Bowls, and I'm going to share one. I was one of only 4 medias allowed here at the Super Bowl a few years back in Tampa. Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. I was only one of 4. And I had Access Hollywood was one, Entertainment Tonight was one, I think ABC and myself. It was 4 of us. So I've never met Ashton or Demi. And to be honest with you, I really never even paid attention to Demi Moore at all during her career, movie career. And I was like, okay, Demi Moore. They get out of their car, they walk up to us, and I'm in the middle because of my size. I'm 6'4", and I'm controlling all the questions. So I'm interviewing Ashton, is straight on to me, and Demi's right on his side. And now, this is the worst thing as a interviewer. Your mind starts to talk to you. I'm saying, darn, that's Demi Moore. She looks pretty good. I never really paid any attention to her. She looks very attractive. And, they talked about any kind of enhancements that she may have had. And so Ashton, I'm asking questions to Ashton. I'm talking to him. And then my eyes start to wander over to the right to look at Demi. And now I have no idea what Ashton is even saying because I'm totally in tune
mesmerized.
with mesmerized. Good word, Kelly. Thank you. And so then I catch Demi looked at me and she's like saying, this guy's not even listening to my husband here. So I come back to Ashton. I have no idea where I'm at in the interview. I ask maybe another question. And then I come back to Demi. And then she looks at me and she goes like this and she gives me a wink. And this is on camera during the interview. My knees buckled. I almost dropped the microphone. I held it together, but that was one of the a moment that was like
memorable.
And it was just one of those moments that internally all the questions are going on. I had another one. P. Diddy Combs, Super Bowl event. We were waiting 4 hours on the red carpet. We were at a party, and we were sitting outside in the rain, the cold, for 4 hours. And then he decided, you know what? I'm not going to bother coming out for an interview. And the media, we were going ballistic. You got to be kidding me. We're waiting for 4 hours. We all started to pack up. And then he finally came out and they said, the media PR rep came out and said, oh, he's deciding to come out. We're all packed up. Now I'm yelling at my teammate, my VP of production, Brian Sowen, and I say, Brian, get your equipment out. And P. Diddy's coming out. And just imagine like a military guy putting together, like a Marine putting together a rifle. My guy is putting together his equipment, the lighting. P. Diddy's coming down the steps. I'm going, he's coming. My guy gets it up, turns the light on. P. Diddy comes to the mic. He throws me the mic. I catch it, use my old football skills there. And just as he started to talk, I bring my mic right to his mouth. And that's one of those, the P. Diddy moment, making some things happen.
Incredible
that was
story
your Super
right
Bowl
there.
moment, right?
A Super Bowl moment, yeah.
Well, we got about a minute left. Real quick, I want to put that the promo again. One last call there for your 15-second video per commercials.
Yeah. Listen, everybody needs to have videos. It doesn't matter how big, small, medium, celebrity, non-celebrity. Everybody in business today, in today's digital world, needs to have video. And we're able to tell that story. InTheZoneTV.com, InTheZoneTV.com, HJohn at InTheZoneTV.com. Let us talk to you about what we can offer you.
All right, 15-second video commercials, just $1.99. Take advantage of the special offer there. John Mejia, great discussion this morning.
You guys are awesome. Thank you, Jamie, Kelly.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you again
so much.
Again, send him an email, hjohn at InTheZoneTV.com. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
.275 between Sly Avenue and Hillsboro, also the southbound side of the Suncoast Parkway from just south of State Road 54 to around Hutchinson. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udork Hillsboro traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Unbound. Around the world, there are young people who face a difficult decision: continue their dream of education or drop out to help support their families. In a single moment, you can help them write a new story. See potential, not poverty, at unbound.org.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. Look for mostly sunny skies. Another nice day. The high reaches right around 80 degrees. Low tonight down to 60. A little warmer tomorrow. Look for more low 80s than the weekend. See a change in the weather. Saturday, upper 70s, mix of sun and clouds. Sunday, mid-upper 60s, sunny. Impact Radio, 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Time to change the direction of the conversation. We're going to go from video production to mortgage talk. We got Scott Pendleton, who is the Vice President of Retail Sales at eMortgage Management, in studio today. You can learn more about his services at scottpendleton.emmloans.com. And I'll remind the audience that I, too, am a real estate agent. I find that more and more people do not even realize that these days, because I'm becoming associated with the Tampa Bay business owners and the radio show more and more each day. But I am very knowledgeable in real estate as well. So, Scott, welcome to the program today.
Welcome, Scott.
Thanks very much. I'm excited to be here.
So just tell us a little bit more about your background in mortgages.
Yeah, so a local mortgage banker here in the market for a little over 16 years. I started my career mostly as a mortgage broker. Took over a position in the last couple of years with eMortgage Management as our Vice President of Retail Sales. We're a mortgage banking firm. We just do mortgage banking. We're not a bank, so we're not taking deposits. We're not doing stuff like that. We focus 100% on residential mortgages, so your conventional loans, FHA loans, VA loans. As a direct lender, we have a lot of control over the transactions, so we can really
I was going to ask, yeah, because that's a point that confuses a lot of people, the difference between direct lending, correspondent lending, mortgage brokers, and you're a direct lender. Explain the differences between those categories.
So you've got, basically, I break it down kind of like this. You have three types of lenders out there. You've got a mortgage broker. And we can broker loans as well, so we're kind of a hybrid.
And a broker means you just connect the buyer with the investor, wherever that investor may be. It could come from a number of different places.
Correct. So a typical mortgage broker might send business to 10, 15, maybe even 30 different companies that they have wholesale relationships with.
Right.
So they will make a determination with that consumer that, hey, this is the best deal for you today. great model. I like the broker model. Like I said, we can broker loans as well, which for us gives us a lot of flexibility.
That was a very popular career path there in 2004 and 5. After that, though, that license and the number of people with a mortgage broker license dropped like 80 or 90%, I've heard.
It did. There was a few of us that stuck it out. Some of us were either too stubborn to get out or...
That was good business back then.
Yeah.
And,
I had a mortgage broker license for
I
a
had
while,
one
too.
myself.
Everybody did.
Yeah.
It was like, mortgage broker? Yeah, I can do that.
Well, my former life, I was in real estate, also residential. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do real estate, I'll also be the mortgage and try to, control and make less problems in the transaction as possible. So
my first entry into real estate was getting a mortgage broker license as well, and ended up getting a real estate license thereafter. Never did anything with mortgages, but it's definitely was a good time for a few years there for a lot of people. But it's amazing how, like you said, like 80 or 90% of the people that were in that business are gone. Gone now. So.
Which, I mean, listen, some of those people needed to go.
No, it was definitely a haven for a lot of criminal and unscrupulous activity, definitely.
No doubt about it. No about it. So you've got your mortgage broker, and then you've got your traditional bank, the Wells Fargos, the Chases, the Bank of America. I'm not here to discourage or disparage any other companies. I'm here to talk about eMortgage, but the banking environment, from what I hear from realtors out there, can be a little cumbersome. Sometimes a little slow to respond. So
they don't have as many options too. They're usually they have their one path that they follow. They don't have their multiple lending sources necessarily. They either want to take it FHA or it's Fannie Mae.
And I to be honest with you, if you read a lot of the big companies, Chase for example, Jamie Dimon, they don't really even want to be in the FHA loan business anymore.
Really,
they're getting out of that. They still offer FHA loans, but their rates are quite a bit higher. They're almost kind of discouraging that consumer to go to them for those FHA loans because there's too much liability.
Really? I thought they would like the FHA because of the government insurance, but you're saying that's not the case?
There's so much scrutiny, default ratios. The government's so focused on making sure that.
Now, I have heard because of government cutbacks in the past when they had a defaulted FHA loan, they sent it back to HUD and it was no problem. Now today they're saying no, they're pushing them back. They're saying no, this doesn't meet our guidelines, and so they're having more pushback.
That's why the big banks are kind of stepping away from that. There's been lawsuits, so a lot of scrutiny there.
Is there a higher default rate with FHA loans?
Yes. Well, I would say there is, isn't there?
So default rate goes by credit score, right? They've done the studies. They know if your credit score is from 640 to a 660, the default ratio is going to be X percentage.
Right.
And as your credit score goes up, that percentage goes down. So your typical conventional borrower typically has a higher credit score. They're putting more money down. They've got more skin in the game. So I would say, yes, the default ratio is probably higher on FHA. But it goes back to the investor, too, the lender that's underwriting the loan, making sure that they're, dotting their I's, crossing their T's, and not just lending to anybody.
And for people that aren't familiar with what an FHA loan is, this is a government-insured loan that protects the lender in the event of a default by the borrower. They can come to the table with just a 3.5% down payment instead of a conventional, which is 5, 10, or historically it was 20%. But even today, conventional loans are back down again to like 3% down.
Yeah, you could do a conventional loan with 3% down, and I think that's a misconception out there as well. There's a huge underserved market. There were so many people that got hurt in 2006, 2007, right? The housing market went poof. A lot of people had bankruptcy, short sales, foreclosures. Well, a lot of that's starting to reset now. Those people think there's this conception, I've got to have 20% down to buy a house. And that absolutely is not the case. You don't need 20% down to buy a house. You don't have to have perfect credit. If you did have a short sale or foreclosure or bankruptcy, and it was back in 05, 06, you'll probably qualify to purchase a home now. It depends on how well you've managed your credit since then.
Right.
But I firmly believe that there's a huge underserved market out there of people that just don't think that they can buy a home right now.
Yeah, I had a friend recently that was looking for a home actually in the Miami area, and she really needed 3% down, and it got to the point where she needed to purchase a condo because really that was the only way she was going to get something that she wanted. And she had been working with an agent, real estate agent, for over a year, as throughout time and looking for properties. But this woman was consistent that there were not any other programs that she could go through for 3% down other than convention or other than FHA.
Right.
And if the condo associations were not FHA approved, then you couldn't go that route.
Right.
And I kept saying, no, go look into this product. I know there's a 3% conventional. You can still get this condo. You don't have to go FHA.
Correct.
And she would kept going back to her real estate agent, and the woman kept arguing with her. I'm like, life is stressful enough as it is.
Right.
You don't need somebody that you're hiring as a professional to bring on more stress.
Right.
Right?
Maybe go find another professional.
Absolutely. She ended up buying, and she did get in for the conventional, and she did get the condo with that agent.
How is lending restrictions eased over the last just like 4 and 5 years? I know in the financial crisis 2008, lending got really restricted. How is it since eased over these last several years?
Well, I think what you're seeing right now is you're seeing a it's number one. It's never going to go back to the way it was post 2006, 2007, right? Stated income loans, few and far between. You're not going to see that kind of stuff. But what you're seeing there are some companies out there, and I'll call them non-traditional lenders that are doing business, outside the box. So
the subprime market, basically.
Well,
is it the subprime loans?
Subprime's kind of a dirty word these days. We don't say subprime anymore, Jamie. We say,
I know they gave it a new name.
We say,
non-conforming.
Non-conforming or alternative lending. So really, you've got some companies out there. For example, we broker some business with a company that does 1 day out of bankruptcy, 1 day out of foreclosure. You could have a foreclosure, and if you've got halfway decent credit, even past your foreclosure, which some people do, and you've got enough money down, a week later, you could go buy a house.
For listeners that are listening right now, what's the minimum credit score they've got to have to pick up the phone and give you a call and have a shot at getting a mortgage? What's the very bottom that you would say?
It's hard to really pinpoint that. Typically for us, our minimum score on the direct lending side is a 600 credit score.
Okay.
For FHA and VA. We do a lot of VA lending as well. I'm a veteran. I was in the United States Coast Guard. I love to work with veterans. I love doing VA loans. There's not a better loan product on the street. It's probably one of the best benefits that veterans get. They get 100% financing, no monthly mortgage insurance. The rates are lower than conventional loans. It's a phenomenal loan product.
I find a lot of veterans are unaware that even have that benefit.
Yeah, it's surprising. It's crazy to me that they don't know that, but it is by far probably one of the strongest benefits that you get for your service. So. As far as that goes, so really a 600 credit score. We do have some relationships with wholesale investors. We can broker loans below a 600 credit score. You'll find that things get a little bit more restrictive. For example, on an FHA loan, if your credit score is below a 580, you have to put 10% down, not 3.5% down. Mm-hmm. So things kind of constrict. And there's going to be more scrutiny from an underwriting standpoint on somebody with lower credit.
And a VA loan, you can also purchase up to a 4-unit dwelling. Correct? It's available for 1 to 4.
Yep.
And so an excellent tip is to find a quadruplex out there, buy it, live in one, and you got 3 rentable units right there under your VA benefits.
Yeah, and you just don't see. Unfortunately, you don't see that as much as in our market. For example, we do a lot of business up in the Northeast, multi-units like in Boston and in the Northeast. Mm-hmm. It seems like almost half of their loans are multi-unit properties. Yeah. Everything's a duplex or a quadruplex up there. So they really know how to capitalize on their investment.
Yeah, there's not a lot of quads in Tampa. There's some duplexes, but it's think if people would think about that option right there, and it's they'll pay their mortgage payment and they'll probably make them a little money on the side as well.
Let somebody else pay your rent.
Max sales price isn't there for VA loans?
Well, so that's a bit of a misconception as well. So you can get if you're not using any of your VA entitlement right now, you can buy a $417,000 home, 100% financing. That's the conforming loan limit. It caps at $417,000. You can actually use your VA benefit if you're looking for something over $417,000. In really simple math, what they do is they take the spread. So, say you bought something for $517,000, the max is $417,000 for 100% financing. Your spread is $100,000. You would have to put 25% down of the $100,000. So you'd be able to buy a $615,000 or a $517,000 house for basically $25,000 down, which is a lot better than a jumbo loan at 20%.
Right. And the default rates on VA loans are lower than other loans.
Very
too,
low.
Because there's also if they're active military, they have. They get in trouble for not paying the mortgage payments. It's interesting. I mean, it's a duty to them to have to pay that payment.
Well, what people don't realize, the military has their own laws, right? They have what's called the Uniform Code of Military Justice. We have civilian laws, right? Well, military people are subject to civilian laws and then military law as well. So they get it on both.
So they have to maintain good credit.
Well, Not exactly.
No? Well, you think they're so disciplined that they're more structured that they wouldn't have as many problems with paying payments on time.
It's a mixed bag. It's veterans, active duty military. They're just like you and I. They have credit issues too. They have divorce. They have a higher divorce rate than I think most. So,
I remember years ago I had friends he was a little higher up in the military. This was when the foreclosure and rate, 2008, a lot of that was going on, and he was really scared, terrified almost that he was going to lose the home, and it was beyond their control.
Right.
But he was afraid it would affect his military status.
Right.
That he would get into trouble. So that's kind of I think where that misconception came from. But
well, I mean, I will tell you one of the reasons I like working with vets. Typically, they're squared away. They understand a chain of command. And they almost look at the loan process like, okay, here's the chain of command. When my processor says, Mr. Veteran, I need X, Y, and Z,
they've got
couple
it.
days, you've got X, Y, and Z.
Right.
It's like, bang, it's there. Usually by the end of the day. It's like, sir, yes, sir. Let me jump on that.
Currently talking to Scott Pendleton, Vice President of Retail Sales at eMortgage Management. If you can use his services, you can give him a call at 813-448-5241. Again, 813-448-5241. Again, specializing in VA loans. So if you're a veteran looking to get into the marketplace, definitely take advantage of your VA benefit and get 100% financing. And visit scottpendleton.emmloans.com. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again. If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
From the Spectrum Traffic Center.
Some minor delays on the westbound side of the Summit Expressway near 78th Street. Crash off to the right-hand side there. Also delays on southbound I-75 from just south of Brewsby Downs to around I-4, and southbound 275. Typical delays between Pierce and Hillsborough Avenue. Delays along the southbound side of the Suncoast Parkway from just south of State Road 54 to Gun Highway. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council. If you're dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving to find a community with experts and other caregivers who can provide advice and support. That's aarp.org/caregiving.
Today, mostly sunny and pleasant with a high 80. Tonight, clear skies, low 60. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high 81.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed the show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here are your hosts, Jamie and Kelly.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Talking mortgages with Scott Pendleton, who's the Vice President of Retail Sales at eMortgage Management. And Scott, out there, a lot of people renting. Let's talk a little bit about the benefits of buying versus renting.
Well, I think the biggest thing you got to look at is, the investment, right? The opportunity to gain appreciation over time. We've got a lot of different scenarios, and I actually brought a few today where we've put people into homes and their mortgage payments less than they were paying in rent.
Yeah, and record high rents out there makes sense to mortgage the properties these days.
Yeah. So once again, I think there's a lot of people out there. There's a misconception that you have to have 20% down. People don't realize that they can purchase homes. There's a lot of programs in our area for down payment assistance if you don't have down payment money. Most of the larger cities, City of Clearwater, St. Petersburg, and the counties have down payment assistance programs. The state of Florida has a bond program. That's a great program. You can get up to $15,000 in down payment assistance that if you maintain the mortgage over 5 years, you don't have to pay that money back. So there's some phenomenal opportunity out there if you don't have the down payment. But if you can save a little bit of money and do an FHA loan, even though we've seen a little spike to rates with the Trump, election, I think that's a knee-jerk reaction to the market. I think we'll see rates kind of fall back into place. Rates are up, anywhere from 0.25% to 0.5%, which really, when you look at where we've been with the historical lows, rates are still very, very attractive, very, very good. It's a much better option if you can swing the down payment to purchase a home. You've got the pride of home ownership. You can decorate it the way you want to decorate it, paint it the color you want to paint it, within your deed restrictions, of course.
And you get the tax deduction on the interest that
right.
you pay throughout the year.
You get to write off the interest. So for a lot of young people, they have no tax deductions. They don't have children, so it's a great help on their taxes on a yearly basis.
Now, you said you had some examples there?
Yeah, so a couple of loans we've closed or deals we've closed just in the last year or so. For example, this was an FHA loan in Tarpon Springs. A young lady purchased a home for $149,000, and in Tarpon Springs, you can get a decent house in the $150 range. You get a little bang for your buck. I believe this was it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just under 1,500 square foot home. So a nice, perfect little starter home for a young couple, right? They were paying in that situation previously a little over $1,000 in rent. They were paying about $1,050 in rent. This scenario, they put 3.5% down on a $149,000 purchase. All said and done, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, any HOA fees, their mortgage payment was $977.
Wow!
So they dropped their monthly
And this is an investment. It's something they own. And
They
it's
own
not
it, right.
Throwing money away
They-
each month on
instead
rent.
of some other guy, getting all the appreciation,
Right.
They'll gain the appreciation, assuming the market continues to go in the right direction like we've been moving. They've got an opportunity now to hopefully 5, 6, 7 years, maybe have a couple of kids that can sell the house for a profit, use that money for a down payment on their next home, and buy a nicer home.
It's incredible how many people have went into renting over these last several years, and
Right.
it's pushed rents to record highs and values. I mean, they've come up over the last few years, but they are still at historic lows for our area, and so it definitely makes sense to get out there and purchase a home. I would say the only challenge right now is finding a home out there in the marketplace. Inventory at lows right now. What are you?
Yeah.
Do you have a backlog of buyers too looking for homes? That
I've
are
got
just
stacks of applicants on my
It's
desk
tough
just
out there.
looking for properties.
Yeah.
There is definitely not enough property out there for sale. And I think as you go into the holidays, right, who wants to
Well, yeah,
nobody
now
wants
is-
to sell their house right now and move the day before Thanksgiving.
But this has been going on for the last 2 years.
It has. It has.
And due in large part, I said, because the hedge funds have bought up a lot of the properties in 2012, and they turned them into rental homes, and so they sucked up all the distressed properties and anything 1990 and newer. They've turned them into rental housing, and they plan to dump them around 2019, 2020. But all the homes that should normally be coming on and off the market due to divorce, job changes, all that stuff, they're tied up in rental, and that's eating up a lot of the inventory that should be out there on the market right now.
Right. Well, you know better than anybody because based on your,
I sold them a lot of the homes.
Yeah, you sold them a lot
no.
of those homes. Right?
I sold them a lot of the homes, and if you go into public records, they control thousands upon thousands of properties from Progress, Frio, Florida, and then Blackstone, and then some of the other major players out there in the marketplace right now. So
yeah. So just there's example after example. Here's an example of a VA loan we did in Riverview. You do close to McDill, Brandon, Riverview. You get a lot of bang for your buck there. A gentleman bought a $200,000 house. He was paying $1,500 in rent. He bought a 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 1,900 square foot home. Really nice place. I always, I don't ever really get to go out and see the property, right? So what I always do is when I get the appraisal, I look through the pictures. I'm like, ooh, what are they buying? I want to see. Nice bathroom. Oh, nice. I'm always interested. But in that scenario, they were paying $1,500 in rent, 100% financing, no money down. They got into the property with a payment of $1,409, so $100 less than what they were paying in rent. And a lot of times in VA loan situations, we can get them in with no money. If the seller is willing to pay some closing costs,
Right.
100%
And you could be creative
financing,
with that.
yeah, we can really help them.
Scott Pendleton, Vice President, Retail Sales at eMortgage Management. Good discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was great.
And again, if you could use his services, 813-448-5241. 813-448-5241. Again, specializing in VA mortgages. ScottPendleton.emmloans.com. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.